unicorns, happy Valentine's Day, beaming you all of my love and the biggest hugs ever. I wanted to come on here and make this video so that I could explain to you where I've been mentally and why I've disappeared and disconnected over the past few months from all of my friends and all of my family. So I've tried to create this video quite a few times already, but I've been learning how to trust the process and trust in timing. Just like the caterpillar, I'm sure would love to have its wings early on and soar and fly. It has to live life as a caterpillar, go into its cocoon, be fully immersed into the darkness of the cocoon so that it could build and create those wonderful wings so that it can soar. And if it were to come out any sooner, the wings wouldn't be formed and it just wouldn't be able to achieve its fullest potential. So I really do feel like my wings are here and I'm ready to be open and honest about my story and about my situation and just what I've been going through behind the scenes. So in high school, I was officially diagnosed with major depression, anxiety, bipolar disorder, psychosis, and schizophrenia. But as a child, I already had shown signs and symptoms of just ups and downs with my mental health. And looking back, I realized that a lot of it had to do with the way I was raised, through traumatic experiences that I had to endure as a child, and I just didn't know how to cope with it and deal with it. So it manifested through poor mental health. And so I would say in my early 20s was probably the worst that my mental health has ever been, from going into crisis centers, going into the emergency room, from many attempts of suicide, and going through medications, counselors, therapists, psychologists, just everything you can think of, I had to go through. And it wasn't until I took time to educate myself and to do all of the research and implement new ways of life that I was able to take myself off of medications and live, a happy, healthy, stable life. It took a lot of work, it took a lot of time, but I was finally in a space where I felt like my mental health was at a consistent, stable pace. And then just a few months ago, my mental health took a hard plunge. I really haven't felt this type of mental health downfall in years. And now that I've gone through it, now that I've done the work and taken the time to reflect and to have great self-awareness, I recognize that it was based upon an identity crisis. So about 5 years ago, I completely stopped performing and I went all into creating a business and the entrepreneurial lifestyle. Because of this, I read so many personal development books, I took so many courses, I met with investors and business partners and just so many people that I aspired to be like. And through this journey, I was consistently told, you can't dress like that. Why are you wearing a unicorn horn? You can't be too sexy. You can't wear, certain types of makeup. Don't be too bright and colorful. And because I was told so many things, I completely shifted into who I thought I needed to be to live this life. And I got so far down that path that I truly just didn't recognize myself anymore. And it was about 5 or 6 months ago that I decided, you know what, I'm not going to do business anymore. I'm on this path that I don't even want to be on. I'm unhappy, and it's because I'm living a life and being a person that is not true to me inside. And the person that I was looking at in the mirror, I didn't recognize that person. So because of that, I was like, I want to get back into modeling and I want to get back into creative projects and expressing myself in ways that just feel normal and authentic to me. But through that process, I kept hearing all of these voices in my head from people that told me, you can't be like that. Nobody's gonna take you serious. You're gonna fail. You're going to get laughed at. And all of these voices were just so loud. And I think because I just never really processed it or took the time to disconnect from other people's viewpoints, opinions, or judgments that it really got to me. I started looking at everything I was doing and I felt so ashamed of being myself and being authentic to what I wanted to put out into the world, the content that I wanted to create, how I wanted to show myself, how I wanted to do things, just everything about myself I hated. I felt like, why am I this person? Why am I like this? Why do I want to do these things? Why can't I be normal? I felt like I was being torn between two worlds. Like I had to choose. Like I could either be entrepreneurial Jaimi, that dressed a certain way, looked a certain way, lose the unicorn horn, lose all of the color, don't show too much skin, don't be too sexy, or be authentic to who I want to be, create the content I want to create, put myself out there the way I want to put myself out there. And it really messed with my mind because I've been this person, this entrepreneurial Jaimi, the person that people told me I needed to be for so long, and that was so normal to me that I just didn't know how to be the other person. I was constantly questioning myself. I was constantly looking at the content I was creating and just looking myself in the mirror and feeling so ashamed. I was feeling like I wasn't good enough. I was feeling like I wanted to change who I was so that I could fit the standards of other people, so that I could be what other people wanted me to be. And that was so challenging for my mental health because imagine not feeling good in your skin. Imagine not feeling like you were good enough, feeling like you wanted to change so that you could be more like another person, looking to other people and thinking, why can't I just be like that? And because of this, I knew I needed to take some time so that I could reflect, so that I could do the work that I needed to do on myself, so that I could be everything that I was created to be. I remembered that I, Jaimi, Unicorn Queen Jaimi, am one out of over 7.5 billion people in the world. I'm here as me. If I was meant to be anything other than myself, then I would have been created differently. But I don't want to be like anybody else. I don't want to be who people think I should be, who my family wants me to be, who society says I should be, or who other people have been. I want to pave my own path. I want to live the life that I dream of. And I feel like I haven't had those sparks, those dreams, those inspirations because I've been wearing a mask. And it's time for me to rip off that mask. And that's what I've been doing over the past couple months. I've been getting really clear on where in my life I've shifted. I've been getting clear on who I have been that wasn't authentic to me and how I can be more of myself. You often hear me talking about being yourself and being authentic, and it's only because I know what it feels like to not be that. And it sucks and it's scary and it's hard and it's such a dark place. So over the past months, I've been doing a lot of self-reflection, and it made me realize that identity has been something that I've struggled with from such a young age. I can still hear the echoes of my dad saying, stop crying or I'll give you something to cry about. Don't do this, don't do that, don't be like this, don't be like that. And that shapes us from such a young age. And then I remember going into junior high and high school and feeling like I had to live up to the expectations of my mom and the expectations of all of my coaches, because my mom was such an all-star athlete and everybody would just make fun of me because I wasn't great at sports, and I had to try so hard to fit into this box that other people wanted me to be in and be something that I wasn't. And when I got into performing, into modeling, I had so many people picking apart my appearance, from you're not tall enough, you don't have the right looks, you don't have the right skin color, you don't have the right eye color, your hair's not long enough, your hair's not the right color. And then I had relationships and boyfriends telling me that I wasn't girly enough or I wasn't this or that enough. And then I had doctors and therapists, and then I had all of my mental health doctors saying, you're never going to be able to work, you're never going to be able to operate in society because you have all of these mental health problems. And then getting into business and hearing all of these entrepreneurs saying, take off that unicorn horn, grow up, be more mature, don't reveal too much of yourself, don't be too sexy. So on and on and on, all throughout my life, this has been something that I've struggled with, and I finally took the time to find all of those areas in my life, acknowledge them, show them love, show them care, and release them. I feel like I suppressed so much of my emotions that I needed these past few months to cry and to go back and talk to my 6-year-old self, my 10-year-old self, my 15-year-old self, my 21-year-old self, and let her know that I survived and that I'm okay, and that it's okay to be yourself. It's okay to share your unique spark into this world. Life can be really challenging because we're constantly hearing about our flaws. We're constantly getting picked apart from people that we don't even know. We're getting judged about our appearance. We're getting judged about how good we are or how bad we are. We're getting compared, or we compare ourselves to others and we look at other people and we think that, wow, they're doing so great and we're not, or they look so great and we don't. Whatever it may be, this right here, our mind, can be our own worst enemy. And I recognize that I was giving control to every single person that wanted me to be different, every single person that wanted me to fit inside this box. I was giving them my power, and I've taken my power back, and all I want to do is be completely 100% me. Life can be extremely challenging. Obstacles can come in our way, and we can feel like there's heavy rain just pouring down on our lives. But I want you to know, and I want you to remember, that the rainbow comes after the storm. And I want you to remember that you have control over your life and over your mind. And it literally starts by taking back your power of your mind. So I want you to do this exercise with me. This is the number one thing that's helped me take back control of my mind, and to remember that I have the power to create the day that I dream of. So do this exercise with me. I want you to take a moment and count everything around you that is red. I'll do it with you. Okay, I counted 13 things. Now, without looking, how many things around you are orange? How about yellow, green, blue, purple? I want you to realize and to understand that whatever we focus on, we will find. But every other color is already around you. Just like with what we focus on, if we focus on the negative, we will find more negative things to focus on. But all of the positive things, everything that we have to be grateful for, all of the good going on is already surrounding us. And we have to take the time to focus on something different. In any moment, if you're having a bad day, if you're having a crisis, if you're going through some type of mental chaos, focus on something new. Focus on something positive. I like to focus on something that I'm grateful for because it pulls my attention into the good in my life right now. Because we all have something to be grateful for. I know life can suck. I know things can happen. Trust me, there's so many other small details that have happened in my life that I'm so hurt by and so torn apart by. But it takes a second to find one thing that you're grateful for, and then find another and find another. They're all around you right now. But it's up to you and I to actually focus on them. Try this out today. I promise you, this is the first step in taking back control of your mind. It's so interesting because in talking to a lot of you, I recognize that we're all going through something. Life is challenging for all of us. And I think if we take more time to share those obstacles, share the storms, that we will find that we're connected in such a deeper way, and that we can be vulnerable with each other. We can share our flaws, we can share our fears. And I just want to encourage you to speak out, to share your story, because there might just be a person that really needs to hear what you have to say. Your story is yours. You are unique. You are beautiful just as you are. Remember that you are enough in this moment. No amount of success, no amount of achievements or accomplishments will make you good enough. You are good enough right now. Whatever those perceived obstacles are in your brain, know that you can move past them to live your dream life today. I know it's challenging, I know it sucks, and I know it's hard, but I know that you are capable of living every dream inside of that heart of yours. You're one in over 7.5 billion people in this world. Don't change for anybody. Be true to yourself. Live the life that you want to live. However you want to live it, do it. And realize that you can be all things. You don't have to choose between one thing or another. You can do whatever you want in this life. Remember that we are all going to die one day. So do it today. Make the changes today. Take the actions today, because the world needs what you have to offer. I love you so much. I hope you have an amazing Valentine's Day, whether you're sharing it with a loved one or not. Remember to love yourself. Remember that you are amazing, you are magical, and love yourself, because there's no one in the world like you. I love you so much. I will be back soon with another video.